Talk that you gave in the same masjid a couple of days back and one today. So the system of Islam that you're talking about, where you basically talk about, the establishment of institutions and bring different, laws and regulations, and we explain the different forms of deen, 4 or 5 forms of deen. So first question is, to implement or to basically carry out this kind of effort, do we need an Islamic state to do that? Okay, that's the one. The second thing is, the times that we're living in today, how do you relate back to the time during the Prophet ﷺ? Is it during the time of Mecca, or are we living in Medina, or in between? Because based on that, we basically would need to look at Sunnah and carry out our life. So, 2 questions.
You see, if you recall, Maulana Asif Qasmi recited a poetry that मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर लोग आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was alone in Mecca. He was one. And then his wife accepted Islam, Abu Bakr accepted Islam, Ali accepted Islam, who was only 10 at that time, and the friends of Abu Bakr accepted Islam. So slowly, there were about 100 Muslims in Mecca, 150 Muslims. And 100 Muslims, men and women, migrated to Africa, Ethiopia. Those were the 100 people. And then, for 13 years, the dawah was going very slow. And after 13 years, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam migrated to Medina, when it was difficult for him to live in Mecca. And then 200 people accepted Islam from Medina. And next year, in the 2nd Hijri, you saw that about 90 immigrants from Mecca and about 200 or more Muslims from Medina, Ansar, they were in the battle of Badr against 1,000 non-Muslims of Mecca. 313 against 1,000 people from Mecca. And Allah gave victory to them. And the Muslim population at that time was about 500 or 600. 313 were warriors. Okay? Next year, there were 700 people in 3rd Hijri when the Battle of Uhud took place. When he decided to make Umrah at the end of 6th Hijri, there were only 1,400 people ready to travel from Medina to Mecca for Umrah. 1,400. And then we saw that those 1,400 people went to Khaybar, and they conquered Khaybar. And they had lot of war booty. They had regular income now for the state of Medina. They bought a lot of weapons and camels and horses and whatnot. And next year, in Ramadan 8 Hijri, 10,000 Muslims were growing now. They were 10,000. They marched towards Mecca in the leadership of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And next year, in the 9th Hijri, 30,000 people marched towards Tabuk to fight against the Roman Empire. And in the next year, the 10th Hijri, 3 months before his death, 100,000 Muslims participated in the Hajj. You see how the caravan of Sahaba and the Muslims, they grew slowly from 1% to 100 and 200 and 313 and 700 and 1,500 or 400 and 10,000 and 30,000 and 100,000. And then when the time of Abu Bakr and Umar bin Khattab came, They went in the north, in the east, and the west. They conquered Iraq, and then Iran, then Azerbaijan, and then Khorasan, Afghanistan, and Turkmenistan in the east. They conquered Jordan and Syria and Palestine and Gaza in the north. And in the west, they entered into Egypt, and then Libya, and Sudan, and Aljazair, and Tunis, and Morocco. You see, the poet says, Dekh raftare inqilab firaq, kitni ahista or kitni tez. You see how the movement moves very slowly, and then how fast it like a wildfire. So these are the different stages of the Islamic movement. But you should have the total picture of Islam in front of you. You know, merely listening to the Quran in Taraweeh and praying 5 times is not enough. The Muslim leadership should know the entire Quran, the entire Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They have to be master of Bukhari and Muslim. They have to be master of Quran. They have to know each and every ayah of the Quran. This is a responsibility of Muslim leadership. If in this part of the world, in Canada, if you have a leadership with knowledge and taqwa, and you must have a clear, comprehensive vision, in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, you will not be here, but your children and the children of your children and new people will come and they will lead. So you don't know what is going to happen in the future, but you should do your job and I should do my job. This is the challenge of leadership in every part of the world, demanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the Muslim leadership, with knowledge and with taqwa. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. After Salah, inshallah.